If you're an entrepreneur trying to grow your business and get clients from YouTube, I have a cautionary tale for you. It happened to me. It's about a piece of advice that almost every YouTube and social media guru will tell you, and it could be quietly killing your lead generation. Just double down on what works. Sounds logical, right? You would think, of course. But when I launched my YouTube sprint earlier this month, I discovered something that completely changed how I think about creating content that actually converts to clients and business outcomes. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs grow their businesses and build authority through video. And there's one specific pattern I call the Trojan horse trap that proves that high converting content doesn't always lead to high converting clients. In this video, I'm going to share how one viral video for my channel almost derailed my YouTube strategy and what you can learn from my example so you don't make the mistake with yours. So let's dive in. Because here's the thing about YouTube, and honestly, all algorithm-driven platforms. It's designed to reward what works, which sounds great until you realize it's designed to reinforce what works, whether it works for your business or not. And that distinction is what none of these gurus are talking about. A few months ago, I posted a video called the 4Ps Framework. It was all about how to speak to a camera, even if you had zero talent. And at first it didn't do much, but it started gaining some serious momentum. At the time of this recording, it's had almost 5,000 views, which for my channel is viral. That one video has continued to perform better than anything else I've posted. Higher views, more comments, more saves, more shares. Sounds amazing, right? Well, just wait. From YouTube's perspective, it was a clear winner. This is what Shirley's channel is about. This is what her audience responds to. This is what she makes content on. And that's it. So the algorithm did exactly what it's designed to do. It showed my content to more people who were looking for that type of content. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, I loved it. I still love how many views and comments it brings in, but it also had a negative effect on my channel. And here's why. Over time, I noticed something subtle happening to my business. That video wasn't just performing well, it was teaching the algorithm how to define my channel, and more importantly, how to define what kind of entrepreneur I could help. That one video wasn't just performing well, it took my channel in a completely different direction. I started trying to create more videos like it, more titles that were close, more thumbnails that looked like it. And what happened was I started going down a route in my content that really wasn't serving my ideal client. Because confidence is just the beginning of what I teach. I share not just how to look and sound really good on video, but how to say the right things on video so you can actually attract clients. When I created videos about that, the algorithm was like, meh, but my clients were like, oh, awesome. The only difference was there were way fewer of them, which you'd think was a bad thing. But as a business owner, you are not playing the views and viral game. You are playing the qualified leads game, and that is a very different thing. You want the right people to see your videos, even if it's only a handful of them. I would rather take 50 ideal client views than 50,000 views that YouTube is just pushing out because it's good clickbait. And when I finally figured this out, it was like a light bulb for me. I understood why I was getting so much engagement and views, but it wasn't translating into business outcomes. Suddenly, my channel was being positioned around the entry point of my work, the essential foundation that I always help business owners with before going to the main work, which is really about messaging and video storytelling. Well, none of the videos on my channel were about that, so people didn't know that that's what I can help them with. I'm not saying camera confidence isn't important. It's critical, but it's just the beginning. Once you get confident on camera, you develop a magnetism, you start to engage with the lens. If you're a business owner, you still need to get people to come into your world based on what you're telling them, based on the messaging, based on pulling them in with what you have to offer. And if you don't dial that in, it doesn't matter how confident or amazing you are on camera, you're just not going to convert clients, and your videos are not going to be tied to revenue growth. That's what I help people with. I realized if I kept doubling down on that one success just because the metrics told me to do that, I was going to derail my entire business plan. I was narrowing the perception of my expertise that I was just about this one thing. Maybe you felt this too. You feel pigeonholed by the algorithm because certain videos performed well, and you're feeling this pressure to pivot and just really double down on that. It might get you more subscribers, it might get you more views, but are you optimizing for the right thing? I've seen businesses on YouTube with fewer than 100 subscribers making 6 figures a year. And there are also channels with 6-figure subscriber counts that can barely put together a business plan. So this is where the Trojan horse analogy comes in. Think about it. It looked like a gift. It got through the gates, but inside it was something completely different. That's exactly what happens when content performs, goes viral for you without it being aligned with your business intentions and the clients you're actually trying to attract. If you're not careful, this can also define the ceiling of what potential clients think you can do for them. And you know what they're going to do about that? They're going to go to your competitors' channels where they can get what they're actually looking for. Or maybe you have to educate them a little bit about what they need. Maybe they're not as problem aware until you show them. So are you missing that opportunity because you're looking for virality and views? Let me tell you what happened when I realized what was going on with this video, and I had the courage to pivot to video storytelling content anyway. My views plummeted. Comments way down. Engagement and shares also in the toilet. But you know what went up? DMs, client conversations, sales. People were actually starting to reach out and say, wait a second, now I want to work with you. It went from a nice to have and, oh, I'll learn about this on YouTube to oh yeah, I really need that and I need to work with her. I want to clarify, I will still create content about camera confidence and how to be more magnetic on video. That is essential to be a really, really good video marketer. But there is so much more to that. The trap is not about starting with the fundamentals. It's about stopping there and not getting deeper into the grit, into what makes you the expert that you really are. Foundation skills will attract attention and eyeballs, but what you're really optimizing for is not the people who casually view your channel. You are optimizing for the diehards who are going to come back again and again and who you can retain through your videos because they're going to want to learn from you. And there won't be as many of them, at least not at the beginning. Foundational videos do attract attention. They can put you on the map. They can help people find you. Absolutely make those videos. But don't think that just because some of them perform super well, that that's the only type of thing that you should be talking about in your videos. Listen to what your client needs, not to what YouTube is begging you for. Now, I know some of you might be saying, yeah, but if nobody can find your videos, then what's the point? Even if they're gold, they do have to be clickable and they do have to be discovered. Absolutely. That's where all of those great pieces of advice about optimizing thumbnails and titles, all of that is very important here. But I'm talking about the substance of your videos. Yes, repetition is good, but you do want to mix in some of that middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content as well for the people who are getting to know you and want more. That's where you can actually do more of the pitching that might make you a bit more uncomfortable when you're doing more of the foundational content. This isn't an either-or situation. This is making sure that you have this stuff covered in your ecosystem. If you don't intentionally guide your viewers through your ecosystem with content on the things that you actually sell, that's like spending all of your time washing and polishing the outside of your car and leaving the inside a complete pigsty of food wrappers, kids' leftovers, and garbage from last week's lunch. Without a strategy underneath, without that storytelling foundation, the business plateaus or never gets off the ground in the first place. And more importantly, the clients you are attracting, especially through YouTube, where you have this beautiful gift of long form video, they plateau at the entry point of your business. Look, the algorithm doesn't care about your business goals. It doesn't care what kind of clients you want to attract or what your rates are. It cares about watch time. It cares about engagement. It cares about whether people click and stay. So if that top of funnel content performs well, it'll just keep showing that to more and more people at the top of your funnel. And that's great. Keep doing that. but not at the expense of adding some of the deeper stuff that people will inevitably need to get to as they get further into your world. You might be winning the game YouTube wants you to play and that the dopamine in your brain wants you to play, but you're not necessarily winning the game your business needs you to play. A library of videos watched by the same right people all the way through will win over a viral video that gets tons of views any day of the week. So here's the question I want you to ask yourself as a business owner. Look at your own channel or your other social media accounts. Are your videos designed primarily to reach new people and get views and likes and clicks? Or are you designing those to create demand and desire for what you actually offer? Because most business owners are only optimizing for reach. So I've stopped asking, will this get views and subscribers, and started asking, does this help my ideal client? And will this position me as the video strategist my ideal clients need? What's the question for you? I've linked a couple of resources below this video to help you start working on your storytelling. And there's also a video that you should check out if you are interested in telling better stories in your business. That one's coming up next.